Yeah, what's going on? What's going on? This is Instructor Mike. Hope y'all are doing good and all that great stuff today. I'm not only just, going live on Instagram, not Instagram, but on YouTube. I'm also recording my podcast, resurrecting my podcast on the mic with Mike. You can find it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, any place where podcasts are, stuff like that. So I'm going to go on ahead and we're just going to dive in. Those of you all who listen to my podcast, I am your host of the podcast, Instructor Mike. You can follow me on Facebook at Mike Brown or Instructor Mike. Follow me on Instagram at Yes Mike Said It. Subscribe to my YouTube page, Instructor Mike. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell for notifications. This is what got me laughing. If you're watching this, I'm from the government and I'm here to help. Howdy on YouTube. What's going on? Charles Worrell, Frank Mack. What's going on? So, yeah, I'm recording on my podcast as well. Those people who are interested in a concealed carry class, just some things that and that's what this show is going to be about. Just some things for you to consider prior to you diving in head first and deciding you want to take a concealed carry class. And right now I'm focusing on Illinois, but this stuff is not just limited to Illinois. It's all over. It's all over. You can also follow me on TikTok at Yes Mike Said It Too. Just put up a new video of the tool that I was playing with, the Stava M85. The Stava M85, I guess it's the offshoot of an AK-74. Hey, what's going on, Nina No Flex? It's an offshoot of an AK-74 from Stava Stava Arms out of the Yugoslavia. So yeah, fun. It's chambered in 5.56 by 45 instead of the 7.62 by 39 or 7.62 variant you would typically hear in AK-47s. What's going on, Donald Washington? Shouts out to Donald Washington. My Life in the Shy. You can follow him on Facebook as well. You said just took a class this past weekend with Officer Davis and the rest of his instructors. I'm thinking you're talking about at the bunker out there in Lansing. That's the only Officer Davis that I know. And if you just took a class with them, great guy. Tim is a great guy. CPD, great guy. So, yes, I'm assuming that's who you're talking about, Tania. Prince G. Moore, what's going on? Yes, that's what I thought. Yeah, Rick Bolton out there. those are some good guys that are out there teaching a class. One thing I want you to understand, those of you all who are interested in a concealed carry class, 16 hours is not enough. 16 hours is not enough. First of all, my opinions, and if I got any instructors here who want to chime in, go on ahead and text me. Or send me a message. I'll go on ahead and send you the link, throw you up on the screen, stuff like that. I had an instructor that was about to come on, but he had a last minute emergency. Things do happen. By the way, if you're watching by YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit the bell for notifications. Same thing, TikTok. Yes, Mike Said It, all that great stuff. Different states got different requirements in terms of what you have to have in order to be able to even get into the class. That's a conversation in and of itself. But I've always been of the belief that you said you want the whole entire training. You said you just paid your fee for the concealed carry license, even though you just took the class 4 years ago. Yeah, I had some people that came in today in the office during my office hours with some old certificates from when I was teaching, and the state police changed their design, so they had to get new certificates. So yeah, I'm not surprised, but at least you're doing what you're supposed to do. I am of the firm belief, and I definitely want your opinions. I'm of the firm belief that you need to take a basic pistol course before you even step foot in a concealed carry course. If I'm wrong, let me know. But I'm of that basic opinion. Why? There's only so much stuff that a concealed carry course can teach you because there's a lot that we have to kind of cram in 16 hours. Now, different instructors do it differently. So let's back it up. One, let's talk about the types of firearms. Absolutely, Evelyn. The types of firearms, okay? You got your semi-automatic and you got your revolver, okay? Then there are the actions, the double action only, single action only, traditional double action, first shot double, every subsequent shot single until it's decocked, and then you've got your striker fired. Okay. Then you got the way that you rack the slide and the way that you insert the magazine. There's so much stuff that goes with it, and then learning how to clean that firearm too, which is important. Would it surprise you to know that depending upon the instructor and the area and even the race of people who they teach, there are some folks who have not taken a basic pistol course. They don't understand basic pistol and even basic pistol marksmanship. Why would I say that a concealed carry course is not a basic pistol course? Because of the implications that is implied. Yes, you said that. Racking was blowing me. I'm glad you're here, Tania. I'm glad. You know, there are some implications that go with the basic pistol course. A basic pistol course, and for those of you all watching on Facebook, please share. Okay, tag some people into this conversation. Let's make it a robust conversation, because obviously I'm watching your comments and I want to interact with you. Okay. And we're going to be doing this and other topics every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time on YouTube, Facebook, stuff like that. Okay. But basic pistol. If I were to teach a basic pistol class, those of you all who have been in my concealed carry class, hey, Florence, what's going on? You know, there are two types of personalities you pretty much get with me. You get that drill instructor in your face, no BS type of personality as it relates to that concealed carry course. Why? Because of the implication behind that concealed carry course that once you are done, this will qualify you to, at least apply, and provided that you meet other terms and conditions and qualification requirements, then you will be authorized to carry a loaded firearm on or about your person in places authorized by law, right? But that's not the case with a basic pistol course. A basic pistol course, it teaches you the nomenclature. We can kind of tone it down a little bit, okay? We can tone it down a little bit. And so with the basic pistol course, I don't need to be all rough and tough and drill instructor-ish, because I can actually take my time. I can take my time and teach you the ins and outs of that particular pistol that you have, because it really should be one that you have, right? And with your pistol, teach you how to develop certain tactics and techniques with your pistol with basic operation. Teach you how to break down your pistol. A lot of the people that come to my concealed carry classes don't even have their own pistol. So it's like, I can teach you how to do it with mine, but then you would just have to relearn it, because different firearms disassemble differently. I'll say it again. Different firearms disassemble differently. Okay. And so with that, I'm able to teach you how to disassemble your particular pistol. Then after that, I can then, teach you, obviously the basic firearm rules, which comes, first and all that great stuff. Then I can teach you how to hit the piece of paper. That's called marksmanship. How to hit the piece of paper. Oh, you're not going to teach me how to protect myself and how to shoot a person? No, that's not a basic pistol course, right? A basic pistol course teaches you not just about the gun, how to clean it, all that stuff, but teaches you basic pistol marksmanship, how to hit a specific spot of the paper, center of mass, consistently. Now, that basic pistol course is typically about 8 hours. If you look at NRA standards, some plus or minus, depending upon where you go and who the certifying body is. If you tack that 8 hours on top of a 16-hour course, well, Mike, that's not the Illinois standard. Illinois says you can use the 8-hour basic pistol course with the NRA, the 8-hour NRA basic pistol course, and then all you have to do is take another 8, 8, 9, and 16, and I'm good, right? No. I think you should take that 8-hour basic pistol course and tack it on top of 16 more hours. 16 more hours. Those of you all who's looking for where my class is located, it's 79th and Champlain in the city. You can go to MikeBrownsClass.com. I'll put out that information shortly. But you put that 8-hour basic pistol course on top of 16 hours, you got 24 hours, which is way more than any place, right? So not only are you walking into the concealed carry course with a basic understanding already, I can then teach you more in the concealed carry course because you can't carry a pistol on your person in Illinois with just a basic pistol. But with the concealed carry, you're walking out there with 24 hours, and that's not enough, but that's a little bit more than 16 hours. And you're actually learning more than you would maybe just in a basic 16-hour course. Why do I say that? I asked a question of my class. And after this, we're going to go on ahead and take the podcast to a commercial break, and then we'll come on right back. I asked this of my class, and I love my classes, by the way. I really, really do. Those of y'all who have been my students, I love y'all. You just don't know. And if you've been to my class, you already know, okay? But I asked this of my class. In honesty, if you did not have to take this class to get certified or to be able to have the license to carry a firearm, how many of you would still take a class? Less than half raised their hand. And so that's a problem. Now, I'm not judging them. They're just speaking their truth. That's what I wanted them to do. But that's a problem because people are forced to get the training, and then you get in the class and figure out what you don't know. Just like Tania Washington, hope I'm saying your name right, said that racking was really something else. There are some people who get firearms. I'm not saying Tania was one. Thank you for your comment. But there are some people who get firearms and they get it because of the cosmetics of how it looks. Looks pretty. It looks small. It looks like I can handle it, you know, and then they don't take into consideration the physical dexterity, the mechanics that it actually takes to be able to use the pistol. So we're going to go ahead and take the podcast to a commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to talk about how to actually choose the pistol that's right for you. And we'll read the comments before we go into that. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to On the Mic with Mike. I'm your podcast host. I almost said Uncle Mike, Instructor Mike. We'll be right back. All right, so I had to stop it. Okay. And then I'm going to save it. And then I'm going to go on ahead and I'm still going with you guys. We'll start it back up and then we'll be good to go. All right, cool. Got it. Not yet. All right, what's going on? We're back with On the Mic with Mike. I am your podcast host. I keep saying Uncle Mike. Why do I keep saying Uncle? I think because somebody in the comments said they needed my help and called me Uncle. Yes, matter of fact, so y'all don't think I'm crazy. I'm gonna put it right across here on the screen. I passed your class, got my certificate, and the state still denied me. I need your help, Uncle Miles. I will get to you, okay? And that's another thing that we're going to talk about too. So for those of you all just listening, this is On the Mic with Mike. I am your host, Instructor Mike. You can follow me again on Facebook at Mike Brown or Instructor Mike. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Yes, Mike said it. Subscribe to my YouTube page on Instructor Mike. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell for notifications. All right, let's get back into it. We were previously talking about, why you should take a basic pistol course before you even dive right in and take the 16-hour course if you're in Illinois, okay? Get some kind of familiarity. Now we're going to go on ahead and look at some comments, talk about that, and then we'll go on ahead and talk about how to choose a pistol for you, because that is important too. I'm going to go on ahead and start from the bottom and keep going. Here we go. Toya, Montana, what's going on? How long after you take your class do you get your concealed carry license? If you are in the state of Illinois, that depends. So after your 16-hour class and you pass, because you're going to pass, right? You'll get your certificate. You will apply to www.ispfsb.com. Do I have that? Yep, there we go. Never mind the appeals part, right? www.ispfsb.com. I'll take that out there so that you have it across the screen. Okay, there we go. Good. www.ispfsb.com. That is where you will apply. Okay, you do need the following. You need 10 years of address history. Okay, from the 10 years of address history, you will also need a head and shoulders photo, no smile, straight mugshot of your likeness. a valid state ID or driver's license, the concealed carry application, not the application, but the certificate, and then you will need $153.58, about $154. Okay. So with that, it depends. So you got two tracks you can take. Okay. One, you can take the track where you don't get fingerprinted, and that means you're going to wait for your concealed carry license somewhere 120 plus days. They've gotten just a little bit better with their time, but not so much. Okay. With fingerprinting, it's supposed to be statutorily 35 to 90 days. Don't bet on those times. The best thing that I can tell you is that apply and let it fly. Pay attention to your email, pay attention to your text messages, but apply, let it fly, stay busy. Because if you're watching the mailbox, you are going to wreck your brain. If you are watching and putting a lot, you're going to wreck your brain. Just apply, pay attention to your inboxes, your emails, stuff like that, about once every 2 weeks, but apply and let it fly. Don't you wreck your brain on this stuff. Okay. Don't you do that. Okay. Here we go. You said, don't pick a pistol with a high capacity magazine or laser sight in Crook County. I will say this, if you all are on YouTube and you're at work and you have the ability to go to the YouTube page, Cook County Light and Criminal Courts, Room 100. That's felony bond court. If you want to hear what they are arresting and charging people with, that's the best place to go. Because if you're in Cook County, that's where you're probably going to end up, is at that court before it gets assigned out to one of the other branches. Okay. That high capacity magazine stuff, it doesn't always apply. Like, it just depends on the situation. So you really got to pay attention to what's going on in the courts. And that's the best way to. That's one of the good things that came out of COVID, is that we're actually able to be in bond court and listen to what the prosecutors, the defense attorneys, and the judges are actually doing, and not be the subject of an arrest or waiting for a family member. Take advantage of the free stuff that's out there, right? D. Samuels, how can I get a Florida concealed carry? I already have my Illinois concealed carry. I want to cover more states. So what you need to do is go to the website. Just look up Florida concealed carry. I'm going to put it on the screen in a little bit once I dive into it and find it. Okay. I'm going to put it on the screen. But Florida concealed carry is good to get. In fact, you'll get that faster before you even get your Illinois concealed carry. Okay. Provided that you do have your FOID card and stuff like that. But your 16-hour certificate is enough for you to apply and get your concealed carry. Let me go on ahead and look up the Florida concealed carry application. Yes, I can go on ahead and put that across the screen for you. Yeah, here is the, that's not it. That's some aftermarket crap. You don't need that. I want you to have the actual direct application. This is it right here. Oh, yeah. So I'm going to put this PDF up here, the link, and hopefully you all will be able to use it, whatnot. Let me put it up here. You said you're waiting while waiting for your license. What are you talking about? I'm sorry. I don't mean what you're talking about like that, but I just put it up in the comments right there. Okay. So hopefully it's a clickable link. I can't see it, but hopefully it's a clickable link, and you should be able to go on ahead, and there are the instructions. Follow those instructions. Okay. www.fdacs.gov. Okay. Those of y'all listening on the podcast, just go on ahead and you can text me. I don't care. 773-372-3929. 773-372-3929. Just say Florida CCL and I'll send you the link. Okay. 773 don't call me now because I'm live, but 773-372-3929. Okay. You said, please come to Maryland and teach. I will. I'm actually getting my certification to teach in Maryland, and I will be out that way. All right. So another good question, and I'm going to go back up and track back up. What do you think about U.S. Law Shield? That's the attorneys who will work your case if and when you use your firearm. I don't know anything about U.S. Law Shield that much. And the fact that I don't know anything about them could be a good thing and a bad thing. I will say this. Here are some significant things that you want to pay attention to. What's their track record for winning cases, right? What's their track record for cutting deals? What's their track record for, the investigators that they have that work for you? CCW Safe is a good option. USCCA is the option I tend to promote more. Okay. they are definitely a more popular option. Okay. I will definitely post a link right here. Matter of fact, let me do that. And what you can do is click on that link. It's pretty much usccapartners.com/Mike Brown, usccapartners.com. That's why I got to hold on for a minute. Let me type this out. Good.com/Mike Brown, and they will give you some information for you to consider. Okay. So I did put that up there. It's a clickable link too. You can go on ahead and click that, put your email address in there, and they will send you a free concealed carry guide, things for you to consider. You said, what made me change my mind about, I guess that error occurred. You said, what made me change my mind about USCCA? They're more popular, I guess, right? They actually provide a lot of training. I tried to reach out to CCW Safe. CCW Safe, it was hard time to try to get in contact with them. So customer service is always a big thing. And so USCCA had that customer service. And so that's what made me change my mind about them. Plus, my buddy, Dave McDermott, a great defense attorney, like really, really good. I've seen him in action. He's on board with USCCA. I had a talk with him. And of course, I always yield to better experience and better advice in terms of who can do what. And I have to admit, there are some things I just don't know. So the questions that I still asked were valid, right? What's your track record? What's your winning record? What's this? What's that? And so, because you could do everything right and still be falsely arrested. You could do everything right and still be falsely arrested. I want you to understand that. Okay. And so if you're going to carry that firearm, know that to be the fact, right? You can do everything right and still be falsely arrested. U.S. Law Shield, I don't know enough. I know they used to be Texas Law Shield. Now they're U.S. Law Shield. I don't know enough about them to give it a definitive answer. I just know that CCW Safe and USCCA both provided more stuff than U.S. Law Shield. I know you might have gotten exposed to U.S. Law Shield because that's probably what was in front of you. Yes, I do. I'm glad you asked that question, Joe. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yes. Let me answer this question real quick, and then I'll get to your question, Joe. That's probably what you got exposed to, Tania, in the class. And so typically the first thing that's thrown in front of you is what you typically go with because, we all want protection, right? But I always encourage you to weigh your options because there's a difference between let's talk about car insurances real quick. Here we go. There's a difference between USAA, Geico, State Farm, Progressive, the car state, I just said State Farm, the car insurances that can afford to drop you, right? And then the General, Taro, bumfuck Egypt insurance. You see what I'm saying? I just got to put it out there, right? And then one thing offers you full coverage. The other thing offers you full coverage. You see what I'm saying? There is a difference. Like when you need that stuff, are they going to come through? Are they going to help you? What do the reviews say? What is the track record? You see what I'm saying? And I'm not expecting 100% perfection, but I am expecting well over 90 to 95% protection and, assurance that you will give me your best foot forward. Okay. Defense attorneys don't exist to necessarily get you off all the time, but they do exist if, the circumstances are fitting to get you off of the case and stuff like that, then sure, cool. But sometimes a defense attorney is just there to try to get you the best deal because sometimes the circumstances are not in your favor. This is why, as a concealed carry instructor, firearms instructor, former cop, veteran, all that great stuff, whatever, conflict avoidance is always the best. 100% of the wars you do not get in, you win. Not everything is something you should shoot at. You don't always have to shoot. Still being scared works. Oh, just because you got that pistol, I don't need to be scared no more. What? Yes, just because you have that pistol, you can still run. You can still cry. If you got to crap your pants and pee on yourself just to make them back down, you can still do all of those things too. And everything will still, maybe it'll work out for you. Because if you attack the person's mind, you might have a better chance of succeeding. You see what I'm saying? Some people don't even want to fight the wars in the mind and to see the forest. They just want to see the trees and start shooting at trees because they're there. So I haven't forgotten about the books and I haven't forgotten about picking the right gun for you because we're going to get back to that. Here we go. We're going to go ahead and take another commercial break. And we're going to come right back with Instructor Mike on the mic with Mike. Don't go nowhere. We'll be right back. All right, I had to save that. And then we're going to go ahead and come on right back to it. Bam. All right, we're coming right back to on the mic with Mike. All right, let's dive right into it. So, yeah, that's so true. We did hella scenarios, and everybody want to shoot. That's correct, Tania. Oh, my God, we've been having an interesting conversation on YouTube and Facebook. And by the way, if you do have a YouTube channel, go on ahead and find Instructor Mike. I think it's like 2 of us out there, but I'm Black Mike. Find Instructor Mike, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications. We're on the road to 100,000 subscribers. So let's go ahead and keep pushing. You can also follow me on TikTok at Yes Mike Said It, Instagram, Yes Mike Said It, all those social media handles. Let's get back into it. Yes, Tania, you will find that, and I know Tim, I worked with him, and even Rick Bolton, I didn't work with him, but I know of him, and I know they put out some hell of a scenarios, and everybody just could not wait to shoot. And it's like, this is on the heels of people talking about how, man, let's stop the police this, stop the police that. Can't you all pick better options? Can't you all do this? Can't you do that? And then next thing you know, you're trying to shoot up everything simply because you got a gun. And it's like, what? Do you hear yourself? And I know Tim and the rest of them had to bring that point out to them. Like, you know, you doing the same stuff you accuse the police of doing, right? Sorry about that. And that's an important point, a very important point, that under stress, just when you think you're going to do something different than the police, nah, bro, you're going to do the same thing that they do. Because what's the common denominator? You both are humans. You're both humans, okay? So Joe Kelly asked, are there any more books coming out in the near future? Yes, I have. I'm a children's book author of 20 illustrated books. You can find that on MikeBrownsBooks.com, flashing across the screen here. I do have a book called Why Do Grown-Ups Have Babies? Yeah, I'm going there. Why do grown-ups have babies? Yeah, that's going to be a fun book. I don't want to spoil it, but it is going to... Oh, my God, it's edgy. It really is. And I think it's a great way to introduce the conversation to your, 6th and 7th graders about that thing, because they already got questions and probably already have answers. And yeah, so good book to have that conversation. So yeah, I do have those and 3 others in illustration too. So you can check them out, MikeBrownsBooks.com. Thanks for that question, Joe. I appreciate you, Zulu1. Much love and love. Thank you for teaching great gun safety. Too many knuckleheads out there. I appreciate that's high praise. Don't forget, if you're watching by YouTube, hit that subscribe. Oh my God, you are so correct. I'm gonna throw it up there. I haven't forgotten your question. Cooler 675 on YouTube. In Charles World, what's going on? Excellent point. Some people need to know. Great. What's going on, John Hamperkamp? Body cams for everyone is not a bad idea. Look, I want you to understand, in the court of law, it is not what you know. It is what you can prove. I say again, it is not what you know. It is what you can prove. Let me rewind that again. It's not what you know. It's what you can prove. Especially if you're talking about chivalry related stuff. Please hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications, share it, bring some people into the conversation, because surprise it, unlike Tania and those who have attended my class, a percentage of y'all watching this know damn well you're probably getting something here. Chris said, put me in the game. I'm bringing my friend, another instructor. He's going to go on ahead and chime on in regarding this conversation. Yeah, man. Yes, sir. Yes, you are getting great training here, and I do not claim to know everything, nor will I attempt to claim to know everything. I dare not do such a thing. But I will tell you this, okay? I invite other people to this platform who also will share their knowledge, and we're going to have a fun conversation. So I'm going to get to the whole talking about how to choose a firearm, and I'm going to invite my buddy in, okay? and he can provide his advice. He is firearms instructor Chris Norman from ABC Tactics, another firearms instructor in Chicago. And it doesn't have to be just Chicago instructors. If you want to share your information, by all means, please, if you want to share your information, come on in, and I'll definitely send you the link, and you can come on in here. I don't care, even if you're just following on YouTube, wherever the case may be. I'll send you the information so you can go on ahead and just share with everybody, because it's all about sharing with everybody. Chris, I just sent you the link. Go on ahead. When I see you come on in, I'll bring you up on the screen. Let's get to the whole. Here we go. Yes, sir. I was a deputy. It's absolutely about what you can prove. Yes, it is not about what happened. It's about what you can prove, what you can prove. And especially when it comes down to gender, especially when it comes down to age, especially when it comes down to some of the controversial things that get people canceled. You hear me? Just the mere allegation is enough to wipe somebody out. And you need to have that independent witness, that camera, to protect you. You're right. And you know what? I think I'm going to go on ahead and purchase some body cameras and do a body camera show. I'm going to do a body camera show. Okay. Here we go. Coming to the stage is Instructor Chris from ABC Firearms Tactics. What's up, man?
What's going on, Mike? How you feeling?
Go ahead, plug your business, bro.
Man, ABC Firearms Tactics. You can follow me on Facebook and Instagram, either one you'd like. I've given all the information, the content that I got for the public, man. Anything I can give, I got it. Anything you all want to ask me, go ahead, shoot.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. So let's go ahead and talk about how to choose the type of firearm for you. And I'm going to put it in the banners so that way you can see it across the screen. Okay. Here we go. Affordable, comfortable. Let me make sure I'm spelling it right. Usable. Yeah, it come across wrong. Usable and battle ready. Okay. Usable and battle ready. Affordable, comfortable, usable, and battle ready. What do those things even mean? What do those things even mean? Affordable. Is it in your price range? Don't sit here and tell me about how the firearm you can't afford it because it costs too much. And it's like, man, let me tell you something. AR Leak will tell you that, matter of fact, let me put some commas behind that. Act like I do have some kind of doggone degree. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been to somebody college or something like that. Like I'm some kind of author. You know what I'm saying? Here we go. Yeah, there we go. Fix that on the fly. Shouts out to StreamYard for producing or having such an amazing platform where we can even have these conversations.
Yeah, this is dope. I ain't never been on this.
Yeah, this is amazing. We'll talk for sure. Here we go. All right, affordable, comfortable, usable, battle ready. Affordable, comfortable, usable, battle ready. Affordable. Is the firearm something within your price range? Let me tell you something. A funeral is affordable. You know, you can put a body on layaway.
This is true. This is true.
You put a body on layaway. Ask AR Leak, www.arleak.com for all your funeral needs in Chicago, as if he or she or they need the money, but they are the number one in the funeral game, baby. So shameless plug. Okay. Comfortable. And that's not comfortable.
I was going to say, I think comfortable got an M in it.
Hey, shut up.
It's all good. We all have
it's only messed that up. All right, but it's comfortable. Yes. So with comfortable, okay. Yes. Does that firearm fit in your hand like a glove? Okay. I always recommend that you go to the range and try before you buy. Go to a gun store and try before you buy. If you go to a store and you don't try before you buy it, you end up with a pistol that looks cute, but the shit's too hard to rack. There are some things you need to have. You need to have forearm strength, right? You can sit there. I'm a percussionist. You can sit there and do paradiddles for about 30 minutes, and you will see your forearms get stronger and get a workout. There are some things that you need to do to get stronger in the hands, okay? But once you one hand grip, two hand grip, if you need help, is the point, touch, wrap, lay down, other things that you could do to get the dexterity and the ability to be able to hold that gun in your hand the right way. How does it even feel in your hand?
Yeah, I like to compare it to almost like shopping for a car. When you shopping for a car, you don't let somebody just tell you, "Oh, this is the best car for you," or you don't say, "Oh, that's the car I'm gonna get." You test drive it. You see if it's comfortable. You see if your family can fit. You see if it's good enough for those things. So you definitely got to make sure it's comfortable, affordable, like you said, usable and battle ready. So
Absolutely.
defend.
Oh, he kind of froze up. I'm sure. Okay, you froze up.
Yeah.
Backtrack. Repeat that again.
Yeah, I was saying like when you buying a car, you want to make sure it's comfortable for you, your family. You need the leg room. That car might have looked nice on the internet or on television advertisement, but as soon as you hop in, at that point, you know, like, all right, I don't got enough leg room in here. So you gotta choose that way. You gotta choose wisely. Make sure it's the gun for you, the firearm for you. Um,
Absolutely.
because man, people will give you everything that's good for them, and it might be a great gun, but it just might not be the one for you or the ones for you.
A great sale. It's
Exactly.
it. Matter of fact, the one that I see that was absolutely the worst. A C. And you know what? I heard they got a flat face trigger. That CCI. I don't know if it's CCI, SCCY. That's what I meant. SCCY. They got the nerve to have a crimson trace red dot optic on top of it with that hard trigger. Now I heard they got a flat face trigger, a striker fired version. So I actually want to get that. But man, that was the worst. And then it's like you just put frosting on top of a toilet bowl.
Yeah, it's like when people don't shower but they put deodorant on, right?
I couldn't have said it. I couldn't have said it better. I couldn't have said it
Exactly.
better. So affordable, comfortable, usable. Comfortable and usable go hand in hand. When you're talking about the trigger press, okay, when you're talking about the trigger reset, I want you to understand those little details matter. Okay. Some of y'all like, nah, just get a gun, get a trigger and slap it. Yeah, okay, maybe not. But different people have different body issues. Okay. Because you've had a body longer than you've had a gun. Okay. And you got to work with those body issues. Okay. The trigger reset, the action of the pistol, the dexterity. Are you able to shoot over longer periods of time? Can you sustain those things? And then battle ready. So here's this, Chris. Sorry. Some people want to go to the gun range and they pick up a pistol like this. Give them a little pew pew.
Everybody's good old handy dandy revolver that they
Give
sell
them a
on
little,
Uncle Tom with.
yeah, get them a little pew pew. And ladies, you ladies love you, but you are some of the most violators of this component because you want to get the gun that will fit right here. So that
The
way
pretty
somebody
guns.
pull it, let somebody try it and see what happens. Right.
They always get the little pretty pink one.
Yes. And don't get me wrong, I'll rock a pink gun. The colors are not my issue.
It
I
don't
will rock
matter.
a pink gun. But my thing is that is it battle ready? So what do I mean by battle ready? One, you're not going to go to the range like you need to. Right. And so you need to make sure that you have a firearm that has a magazine capacity that's going to count for your misses because doggone well you are going to miss. Okay. Because there's a difference between the range environment and the actual situation you will find yourself in, because on the range, there are really no stressors except you. Really no stressors except you. But in an actual environment, you have a lot of other environmental factors. You have you factors. You could be a mom out there with your kids and stuff. It's a whole bunch of stuff that you're going to likely go through, and you're going to need to know how to operate that firearm under those conditions and be able to put some kind of trust in your firearm that it is reliable. Even though mechanical things do fail, it would likely fail less in certain respects if you got quality over crappy.
Definitely. I tell
Okay.
people don't be cheap with your guns. Buy a tax season gun like they buy tax season cars. And a couple months later, it's a wrap. So you want that firearm to service you when you need it to.
Have you had people bring firearms to your class?
Oh my, yes, I
Yeah.
have.
Go ahead, share.
For that reason, I've banned that. You must use the firearms that I bring just because people bring these firearms and they have no experience with these guns. It's the nicest gun that they saw or the cheapest gun that they saw. One of their favorites or someone recommended them, but they've never shot the gun.
Yeah.
A lot of people getting their concealed carry, which I appreciate. But they want the smaller guns, not knowing that you need more training with smaller firearms because they're less accurate, and they're not putting in the work. They don't want to put in the work, or it's just not a priority for whatever reason. So
Yeah, absolutely. Yep, absolutely. He said carrying them groceries. You're absolutely correct. Zulu One says I carry my revolvers most of the time. I'm a Glockenspiel guy. A 30, a 22, and a 17, 45 ACP, 40 caliber 9 millimeter.
did we go?
Huh?
Did I go out, or was that you?
No, I don't know. I don't know. But we're back
Okay,
though.
we're
We're
back.
back.
Yeah.
We're still going. Yeah. Nothing wrong with. All right. Let me stop tripping. I don't look.
Don't
Revolver.
lie to him, Mike. Don't lie to him, Mike. Get
Yeah.
rid of that revolver and get you some more rounds, man.
Well, yeah, because shouts out to the retired firefighter Dwayne Williams who lost his life, but he lost his life because he had a revolver. Like,
that's one of the reasons.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the reasons he lost his life. Like with a revolver, you gotta so many dynamics have to be in play for you to be successful, especially with I guess, okay, yeah, that's how the West was won, but this ain't the West though. So many people are taking, oh, my life in the shy. What's going on, man? You know what? I'm gonna answer your question too. But so many people are taking our bodies are different because we're eating different kind of stuff that's processed differently. You could sit there and shoot a person 6 times and they could still come for you. They could be on all types of drugs and a whole bunch of other different stuff where it's just like
those 5-6 rounds might not be it.
Yeah.
And I tell people often don't even understand the differences between single action, double action, and things like that. So if your firearm, if you have a revolver and it's a double action revolver, that long, heavy trigger pull might throw you off a little bit. So that might be a shot that's missed or a shot that, you feel me, is not what you wanted it to be. So people got to understand that. Knowing your gun, 6 rounds in the world we live in today, that's not going to do it.
No.
And I don't want to sound like the gun crazy firearm instructor, but that's just realistic. Of course, you would want to. I don't want to have to carry my firearm at all, but that's not the realization of the world we live in. So.
Yeah, and shouts out to Zulu One because he's definitely been commenting here. I could definitely appreciate you. And by the way, if you guys are watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications, share, get people into this conversation. We are definitely engaging you all in the comments. My life in the shy. I have not forgotten your comment, your question, because that's a real good question. Hey, Aaliyah, what's going on, Aaliyah? I'm gonna show you her video. I probably should run it now. Show you that video of that BMF shotgun that we shot on the range out there at TK's range. Oh my God! All right, here we go. Here we go. Go ahead.
Say Zulu got a good point too. Practice, definitely. Training and then practice what you trained, because your biggest weapon is not the firearm. I agree. It's definitely your training, because it matters none if you have the best firearm in the world if you don't have any skills to work it. So I agree with that, Zulu.
Absolutely.
Best teach his own.
Yeah, you're right. Here we go. Orison Squirrel says my wife can't do the automatics. I'm wondering why. I'm wondering why she can't do the automatics. It would be nice to find out that. Zulu One, he says he practices drawing more than anything. Alea Jones says hashtag she ready. And she is. I've had her on the range. She came prepared, but definitely, I was able to add a little seasoning onto what she does, and she definitely is a great student and friend. So for sure. Thank you very much for that, Alea. So let me get to my life in the shy's question. Here we go. Should you get more than one gun, one for concealed carry and one for the home? I'm gonna let you lead with this question. Go.
That's a great question. I often tell people when you're choosing a gun, you have to decide what it's gonna be for before you choose it, right? So the answer is yes and no. You can get, in my opinion, you can get one gun that will service you for concealed carry and home defense. Now, it, like maybe a Glock 19 for an example. Glock 19 got good stopping power. It being a 9mm, it having 15 rounds, and if you're home and you want more rounds, you can add an extended magazine if that's what you like. And also, is compact enough for you to conceal it. So I think the answer is yes. You can't. You don't. I mean, no, you don't have to. But I think ultimately, after a while, the more you get into it and the more you understand the dynamics of things, then you would want more than one handgun for one for concealed carry and multiple for concealed carry. I have multiple concealed carry firearms that I carry.
Yeah, he kind of froze up. He's coming back though.
All right, I'm here.
Okay,
Right,
you're good. Play.
I was saying, sometimes you'd even have multiple guns for concealed carry and multiple guns for home defense. Like I tell people all the time, like I have a summer carry and I have a winter carry, I have a fall carry, and I have a backup sometimes. So sometimes, most of the time, I'm carrying more than one firearm. So I definitely think you should get more if you can, but if you can't afford it, don't put too much pressure on that. You definitely can get one firearm that can service both needs.
And for those of y'all who can't carry firearms, there's always the T-Rex grabber. If the gun can't get him, the grabber can. All right, that was dumb. But okay, so my opinion on this. Yeah, I've always been a fan of carrying more than one gun. When I was a cop, I didn't have just one gun. I had, matter of fact, I carried two every time. And here we go. Contrary to what people would say, I am a fan of the revolver, just not for concealed
primary.
Yeah, not for your primary. So I still have my Smith & Wesson Bodyguard 380 plus P, and not 380, I'm saying 38 plus P. And I carried that in my appendix so that if I was ever on my back and the subject was on top of me and I was fighting, I was able to reach down to my, duty belt area, pull it out, and I didn't need much distance. I would just hug them, pop, 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 dump six. I called it effectively D punch, and the D is what the D stands for, what people do things for.
Leave it to Mike.
Yeah, so that was my backup. But depending upon which department I was on, one department I carried the Springfield XD Service 45 caliber because we could only carry 45s. Then here's an interesting story. So I went to, everybody was carrying 45s and everybody was carrying 1911s, right? So I was like, all right, I'm gonna go on ahead and do it. If you can't beat them, join them. Cool, let's go with it, right? So I sit there and I get the 6-hour 1911 TAC Ops, right? 8-round mag, 6-hour, already a great platform. 1911, if you're going to do it, I liked carrying a light on my pistols. I didn't like carrying firearms without a light because you're not going to always be in great light situations. And I don't have time to always have a flashlight. Like you'll see these FBI tactics and stuff. And then once you go to a class where you learn about lights and how to effectively use them, you learn that this may not always be the greatest. You might need to put your light here and do other things with that light. So that's a whole nother topic and subject. But I always like to have a light on my pistol, and it does increase the weight of the gun in certain respects. So on a foot chase, narcotics, running at the guy, running in between the houses and stuff like that. He bolts one way. I'm sitting here trying to chase after him. I go around and a pit bull is coming my direction. So I already have my firearm out. I begin to back up really fast and try to disengage. I have a habit, which I'm not going to break. I activate the thumb safety accidentally because my thumb goes up whenever I try to shoot one hand to stabilize that gun in my hand and for recoil control. At least that's what I tell myself. But that's what I do, and it's always worked for me. After I activated that safety, pressed that trigger, and it did not do nothing. Good thing that I always carry my taser on support side carry, support side use. Okay. And those of you all who heard me talk about the officer using the taser on YouTube and what happened with that, understand that I am a proponent of firearm strong side carry, strong side use, ambidextrous, and then taser support side carry, support side use. So I immediately grabbed that taser, direct aim, press that trigger. As a taser instructor, I've tased so many folks both in the field and in, so my aim is there. hit him, kept that finger on that trigger because it went past the 5-second cycle. As long as you keep your finger on the trigger, and yeah, the dog met its end. But after that, I got rid of that Sig Sauer 1911 Tac Ops because that that is a messed up experience. And I'm glad it was a dog and not a person trying to shoot me, because then what next?
I hate manual safeties.
Yeah, so it's like, this is why you need to, as much as you can, test your firearms under stress. And we're going to get back to the question, but I'm tying multiple lessons into this. Test your firearms under stress. You don't want to find out when the crap hits the fan that, oh my God, this was not good for me. That's the bad time to find out your fire extinguisher is empty. Okay? I think he froze. He might be coming back. All right. Let's continue with the should you get more than one gun. So long and short of it, yes. I had 2 guns on duty, and then I would always have 1 gun off duty. I know Chris will be back. I had 2 guns on duty, 1 gun off duty. Whenever I would get ready to leave the department,
I never this show is liking me right now.
No, it's okay. It's probably where you at the Wi-Fi. If you on your phone and you're not in the Wi-Fi, it could be that too. If you got to come back in, I got you. It's all good. We're gonna continue the conversation. You're good.
All right, I'm with it. Go ahead.
All right. It didn't unfreeze, but we'll keep on going. And if you got to pop out and pop back in, because that happened with Kiwan when he came on last time. So, there you go. All right, so he'll come back in. All right. Holster and ammunition selection are also very important. What's going on, Jacob Noah? Shouts out to you. But here we go. When we're talking about the should you carry more than 1 gun? Yes, I always carried 2 when I was on duty. And then when I was off duty, I carried 2, but they were just 2 different guns, right? My duty guns would stay in the locker and my off duty would stay with me. Why? Because depending upon which angle you're sitting in, or whatever the case may be, you might want to have those firearms. And that's just me. Make sure you check the laws where you live to see if that's legal for you to do, but never carry more than you can control. Never carry more than you can control. Yeah, he's back. Okay. Never carry more than you can control. So, hopefully that does answer your question. Now, you said 1 for concealed carry and 1 for the home. Okay, so that's another question too, within the same one. 1 for the home. I typically have the firearms that I would carry and concealed carry for home. But I will tell you this, from a police officer's perspective, and then I yield to Chris, the real shooter, for him to talk about that. But you always want to have more than 1 firearm, period. Because as soon as you use that firearm for self-defense, whatever the case may be, former homicide detective, that gun is evidence. That gun is evidence. And just because we take your firearm for evidence, that doesn't mean you're going to get arrested. That doesn't mean you're going to get charged. Even though nothing we or any instructor tells you will keep you out of jail, right? But that doesn't mean you're going to get charged. But while they're waiting, while the investigation is going on, you're still authorized to carry. So what are you going to carry? Now you got to go on ahead and buy another firearm, wait the 3 days, buy ammo, buy holsters, all that other stuff. Yes, get another gun. Get another gun. Okay. What's your thoughts on this?
I totally agree. I try to I guess sympathize with those who don't have the money to buy multiple firearms, because let's be honest, firearms aren't cheap. But once again, like I said, they are affordable. If you want to protect your life, they're affordable. But I think definitely you should have multiple. I'll be a hypocrite not to say so, because I have multiple. I carry multiple daily. So I definitely agree with you. Even at home, you want to have something a little bit more powerful than a pistol, I would say, depending on where you live and how big your home is too. So that's definitely a thought too. So even you having that pistol and then maybe a shotgun or some type of rifle, depending on, like I said, your living dynamic. So I definitely agree you should have multiple firearms.
Agreed. Let's see if I can find this story. That's not the case of. All right, there's another case, and it's in my email. I'm gonna have to find it. We'll talk about it another time, because there was a situation with a woman and a revolver. It did not go too well for her. But we'll talk about that maybe next Wednesday, because I definitely want to dive into that. Here we go. Should you use the same ammo for home defense and concealed carry? What do you think?
Yes. I think people ask that question, or a lot of people don't know why we use hollow points. You use hollow points because ball rounds go through targets at times. So there's a big possibility that you can possibly injure someone else or something that you are not trying to damage. So that's why those hollow points are very important in any defense situation. When you're at the range, ball points are definitely it. They're cheaper. It just makes sense to use them. But as far as any defense situation, yes, use hollow points. Yes.
There are two things that come with using hollow point rounds. For those of you all who don't know, hollow points would do two things, or have the likelihood of doing two things. One, when meat and material enters that hole, it is going to or likely to expand. Now, I want you to understand different hollow points have different expansions, right? So it's always good to study the ballistics of that. That's important, okay? But provided it expands like it's supposed to, okay, it's going to cause a larger permanent wound channel. In essence, you're messing up more stuff inside of the body to increase the chances of that person stopping. I hate the term stopping power because humans are funny. We tend to imagine that the gun and that the bullet, not the projectile, not the actual cartridge, that's the whole thing, but the bullet is going to have some magical powers. Look, the bullet is going to impact what it impacts, and depending upon the effect after the bullet's impact is going to increase the likelihood of stopping that threat. Okay, the threat is not stopped until it's stopped. If it's down, it doesn't mean it's totally out of the count. If it's down, you create distance in the other direction, not walking towards that threat. That reminds me of a wonderful clip that I saw. And I watch this movie all the time, Inglourious Bastards. You seen that movie, right?
I did.
Oh my God, you got to watch it. Quentin Tarantino. But in that movie, when the female movie theater owner, Shoshana, when she shot the Nazi private who was being awarded in the movie for shooting a lot of Americans and enemies from a tower, a great sniper feat, he was flirting with her heavily and had been doing so for quite some time. He entered the top part of where the movie was being projected during, the old school stuff like that. And so she shot him multiple times, pop, 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 and did a great job. He was down. And so when he was down on the ground, she began to walk towards him, at which point in time he flipped over and then shot her multiple times, and they both died at the same area together. When that threat is down, that does happen, okay? When that threat is down, you're not an EMT. You're not a doctor. You're not doing any kind of pulse check. You're not the police. You're not walking up trying to kick the gun out the side and then walking up and all of a sudden click, click, good to go. That's not your role. You play your role. Threats down, pop, pop, pop. You exfil. You disengage. You break contact. Get out the way, okay? What to do after that, that's another topic of discussion. We're definitely going to have that discussion too. But I forgot the hell. Oh, hollow points. Yes. The second benefit of hollow points is because of the expansion of the bullet, it is likely that it will slow down and stay within that threat. Now, do not think that is going to automatically happen. Again, former homicide. Yes. Again, former homicide. You've seen stuff that you've seen. Whenever I've attended autopsies and stuff like that for the decedent, whenever you have a small entrance, large exit, either one, that person was hit with a hollow point round, or two, it was a round that tumbled, hitting and causing a larger exit because it had enough velocity to be able to do that. We're still talking about the law of physics here, okay? So make no assumptions other than what you see in certain respects, and then what you see may not be what it is. If it's down and appears to be down and not shooting at you, you stop the deadly threat, quote unquote, contact, but that's why you want to use hollow points. Ballpoint ammunition or full metal jacket, you could use it if you have nothing else, but use hollow points if you can, okay? You take this question. Here we go. My dad is Semper Fi also. Why I'm old school, absolutely. Let's see. I'm going to read your question, Andy Ham. Not his question, but his statement. I always tell people to use what works for you, even if it's just a 22. Just be comfortable with the tool that you're using. Yes, I like 22s. Can you imagine 10 bee stings coming at you at a quick You talking about very low recoil. Your body can't take 10-22s. Hell, the casing is enough to burn the crap out of you. Dude.
Yeah. Those shell cases from the 22 is definitely crazy.
I got 2 burns right here. As a matter of fact, multiple burns.
Now, I tell people all the time, my 22 is one of my favorite guns. Like, it's fun to shoot, like crazy fun to shoot. But as far as use what works for you is 22, I don't suggest anyone carry a 22 for self-defense or use 22 for self-defense. Now, will it stop a threat? Will it? It definitely will. It can. It's very possible. But how many rounds that is going to take? One. And like you said, that impact of that round is not that strong. So depending on the size of your threat, depending on how many threats you have, like I definitely don't suggest 22. I say 9mm is the go-to. Nothing less than 380. Nothing less than 380.
And depending upon what that bullet has to defeat in terms of clothing, barrier, other kinds of stuff. So, I mean, that's a long conversation into 22s, but definitely giving you a taste of that. Those of you all listening to the On the Mic with Mike podcast, you've been also listening to Instructor Chris, aka The Real Shooter. We're going to go ahead and take a podcast break, and we're going to come right back up and continue this conversation. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. I had to stop it because it was going too long, and now we're going to go on here and start it back up.
Cool.
Do double duty.
All right, cool. I was unorthodox, man. My bad. I came in late.
No, it's good. You're good, man. Let's keep going. All right, here we go. So here's another question on here. Those of you all just coming back with the podcast, this is On the Mic with Mike. I am your host, Instructor Mike. Here is Instructor Chris, a.k.a. The Real Shooter. You can follow me on Facebook, Mike Brown or Instructor Mike. Follow me on Instagram. Yes, Mike said it. And TikTok. Yes, Mike said it. Subscribe to my YouTube page, Instructor Mike. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell for notifications for support of the channel. Support of these channels. You can always get some wonderful merch at MikeBrownsMerch.com, just as it sounds, MikeBrownsMerch.com. Okay. If you want to sign up for a concealed carry class, MikeBrownsClass.com. Chris, go on ahead and plug your business information, and we'll continue with the conversation that someone asked about headshots. This is going to be fun. Go.
Yeah, go ahead. Make sure you like and follow the page on Facebook, ABC Firearms Tactics, on Instagram, abc.firearmstactics. For all inquiries for concealed carry classes, one-on-one classes, firearm, pistols, rifles, shotguns, let me know, abc.firearmstactics@gmail.com. Tap in my real and TikTok, The Real Shooter. I just made one of those, actually, Mike. You inspired me.
Man, we're going to have to talk about that TikTok platform.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's a little different, man. I'm going to tell you it's a little different. Thank you. I appreciate that, Zulu One. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate you being a part of the conversation. Those of you all on YouTube, if you have not thought about subscribing, please subscribe. There's definitely going to be more conversations like this, but you can count on every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, Central Daylight Time, Chicago time. You'll be able to go on ahead and chime in on the conversation. If you want to come in and be a guest and talk about your experience, we're going to have more than just conversations about firearms. We're actually going to have conversations from people who have been victims of crimes and stuff like that, and their story of inspiration. So it's going to be a lot of stuff. It's going to change the way you look at this channel, change what you get from this channel. I just want to make you better. Okay. Definitely. I just want to make you better. All right, here we go. Morgan ML3. I hope you're still here on YouTube. He asked, when in a self-defense situation, should you just aim for the head? You want to take this first?
Yeah, because I think you gonna eat them up way worse than I am. Center mass, man. Stick to it. Center mass. Center mass. This is that simple. Center mass is the largest part of the body. You definitely got a lot of vital organs there. So it's a good chance that you can stop that threat. The head moves. It's a small target. You're going to be under a lot of stress. You're going to be palms sweaty, breathing hard, everything that you train barely for. I mean, not saying you, Morgan. Is that Morgan? Yeah. Not saying you, Morgan, but the average shooter, they train for it. They don't have time to be trying to aim at a head. I know someone who's in a self-defense shooting, and he said he didn't even see his sights. So this is something that center mass. Not only if you're using your sights, but even if you just get to the point where you need to point shoot, and you want to aim center mass at all times.
All right, so here we go. Headshots have a place. I want you to understand, even if you're talking about certain things like a Mozambique drill, okay? A Mozambique drill, yeah, 2 to the chest, 1 to the ocular cavity, stuff like that. Even now, some of you all may say, think body armor, right? Okay, even if you shoot someone here and they have body armor, you still got the projection of that energy, that kinetic energy that impacts the vest, which buys you time.
Yep.
Distance equals time. Distance equals time. You have to have the distance to have the time to act. If you don't have the time, you have to manufacture the distance to have the time to act. And so with that kinetic energy and that impact, it could buy you time for the precise ocular cavity shot. And it's not just a headshot. Some people just focus on the entire head. Now, bullet to the face, yeah, okay, all that great stuff, right? But then you're talking about the skull. This is designed to take a lot of impact. You know, there was a situation in South Africa where they were trying to storm a hijacked plane. You had one of the operators that entered, shot the guy, ballpoint round, bow, right here, knocked him out. Guy woke up on the table in autopsy. You know, it's just crazy like that. You know, you don't want to take that type of risk. This is why people practice for the what they call the T-zone, the ocular cavity here, because you got soft brain tissue or soft bone right here to where the bullet can actually penetrate and reach where it needs to go. But let me ask you this. If I see you and you see me, we both see each other. We both have firearms. We both are laterally. We're moving under the influence of stress, and my head is doing all this. Do you think you're going to be able to shoot me fresh out in the head? You might luck up, but in terms of your first shot that you're if you could do it, cool. Congratulations. I know there are some great shots out there, but I'm talking about you basic asses that don't.
Exactly. Exactly. I try to be nice, but man, like, people not even going to the range hitting the target from 5 yards away. So
a non-moving piece of paper.
Yes, like yeah.
So I hope that answered your question. John, I will definitely let you know. Matter of fact, I want to bring you in probably for the next show because it's getting ready to be an hour and 15 minutes. And like a fat guy, I'm hungry. I need to eat. All right. So it has been a pleasure having you on here. I told you, Chris is going to be back. Marquise Miranda was on the show last time.
I was like, what happened to Marquise?
I didn't send it to him. I didn't send it to him. But hey, we're going to have a show and it's going to be 10 folks. 10 folks on the screen. It's going to be more people than people will be able to actually handle. Like it's 10 of y'all. That's fine. I'm going to have a show and it's going to be like in the near maybe week or two or probably 2 or 3 weeks where it's going to be at least between 5 and 10 of us where we can all chime in and go back and forth and just provide a very robust conversation. And we're going to have to make this a 2-hour one, baby. So y'all going to have to get your popcorn, bring the gas drink, all that type, not your alcohol drink. That's going to be something different, but we're going to have fun on this channel.
Oh, it's already going to be a mess, man. We got you, we got me, 2 unconventional instructors. And it's
I'm telling you, and that's what I want. I
was going to say,
instructors.
That's who
we're going to have John Haberkamp on there. We're going to have some other YouTube and some other Facebook followers. If you all are interested in jumping in and getting on the show and just providing that good content, on the show, by all means, you can go ahead and throw me a text. I'll throw the number across the screen, 773.
I think Mike left, so I'm going to get up out of here.
I'm good. I threw myself off the screen. Here we go. 773-372-3929. 773-372-3929. Okay. If you're interested in being on the show, let me throw it across here. That's what I meant. Here we go. 773-372-3929. Just text me that you're interested in being on the show. Have a little conversation, whatever the case may be. And then I'd be glad to have you on the show. Okay. Yeah, I see you came back.
Yeah.
MacBook. You press it down with your fingers and it just do its own thing. So other than that, say your final words, man, and then we're gonna go ahead and cut out.
Oh man, Mike, I appreciate you having me. I appreciate everybody who tuned in, man. If you follow Mike, you definitely know you're getting your knowledge. Definitely one of my mentors, great guy, great firearms instructor, great trainer. Get with him, get with me. ABC Firearms Tactics, security training concepts. Let's do it. Just train with whoever you're gonna train with. Just train.
Latasha Morris Garner said no. I don't know what the no meant. Okay. Yes, absolutely, John. Inbox me so I can go on ahead and let you know what we're gonna talk about, stuff like that, or whatever the case may be, or what you want to talk about. That's fine. Just throw the stuff out there. Okay. I just want to have guests on the show that are gonna definitely provide great content and inspire folks to be their best. Okay. Absolutely. You said thank you for the training, you too. That's what I'm talking about. Make sure you follow everybody on here. You said you don't use the same ammo. Okay, I'm glad you said that. You cleared that up, Latasha. All right, you all be safe. It has been a pleasure. For those of you all listening on the podcast, this is Instructor Mike and Instructor Chris, the real shooter. You all take care. Those of you all who want to hear the podcast again, go to where podcasts are, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all that stuff. Poppy_Wheezy on YouTube said, thank you for so much extra knowledge. D. Samuel says, great show. I appreciate you guys. That's what I'm talking about. We want to provide you great content.
And give us ideas. If you follow Mike, shoot him the questions. If you follow me now. ABC Firearms Tactics, both platforms, Facebook and Instagram. Yes. Shoot us the comments. We want to hear what y'all got to say, what y'all asking, because we are here for you all.
Yes, and we want to answer those questions too. And we love it when you guys text. What's going on, Jacob? I appreciate you. Jacob, I want to have you on the show too. Okay? Absolutely. I appreciate you, Latasha. All right, let's go ahead and get out of here. It's like I stuff my face with stuff that I should not, but should be eating, because if I don't, I'll die. That's a bad thing. All right, see you.